Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Boy, howdy. There's a lot of fighting game trailers dropping left, right, front, and center here because we have a second Tekken 8 trailer this week, and that is for King, our famed Tekken wrestling mascot. So naturally, let's do a trailer breakdown for King. Now, there was the martial law trailer. I know there's no breakdown for that. Unfortunately, a bunch of stuff happened the same day, and the Zangief match trailer dropped, and I can only cover so many things in one day, right? So, unfortunately, we did not catch Law's trailer, but we can catch Law getting the crap beat out of him and eating a pedigree here in this trailer. So, it all sort of works out. This trailer is a good one if you like your wrestling, and I definitely do. King's got a bunch of new buffs. He's got some new wrestling tech. We got this whole giant new stage. Looks fantastic, by the way. Very bright and colorful without being overbearing. Has some fun little Easter eggs as well, like here in the background. That definitely looks like the Tekken World Tour trophy. I always like little Easter eggs like that in games. And yeah, just a lot of good stuff. This is good times for grapplers as a whole in fighting games right now. A little bit of a grappler renaissance. And I'm absolutely here for it. So that all said, let's rewind a little bit and do a full breakdown of the King trailer. So to start off with here, as usual, we have our chain motif here. And what is King's fancy little title here? It is Anger of the Beast. And fair enough, I guess he's our resident beast man in Tekken, except for the actual animals. We'll worry about their titles later, I guess. But yeah, King looks great. Seems to be rocking a little bit of an Aztec influence on some of his accoutrement on his clothes. Just gives him a little bit more personality and flair. I dig it. Enjoy King while you can, because any decent wrestling federation will definitely suspend him after he tries to go through their wellness policy. The boy is on the gas. He's trying to reach Zangief's level of size here. So in our first sequence here, King's going for a lot of Grappler 101. So Law's going for a string here with the flip kick, and there's a gap, and King's armoring through the gap. Very Grappler thing to do, for sure. This is a power crush, and the one thing you might notice here is it has a little bit of an auto run follow-up, seemingly, this move here, this big pump kick, and we'll talk about that more as it shows up later in the trailer. But yeah, he goes for that little mini run follow-up and goes for, I'm assuming, a 2 follow-up, and it seems to be plus on block. Afterwards here, he goes for, I'm assuming, forward 4 neutral 2, which crushes highs. He goes under the high kick, and it has an automatic counter hit follow-up. Here you can see it in Tekken 7, and there's definitely a good layer more of cinematic flair here, a much more dramatic camera angle, than you just really appreciate the clothesline. Things like that matter a lot. Like, yeah, it's the same move, basically the same animation, but just a little camera twist. It makes the move feel a lot more weighty. Now, here's a fun situation. So one, yes, the pedigree. We all know the move. Even if you don't watch wrestling, you know what a pedigree is. And we got this guy here. So this might be a new animation for Wall Running 2. And the beauty of that is, as you can see, it goes right into the pedigree throw afterwards. The pedigree throw is definitely a crouch throw. Like, it hits the opponent while they're crouching. And the move beforehand is forcing the crouch state on you. On hit, you're considered crouching. So a state of, I can force you to crouch and then go for my crouch grab, that really, as a Virtual Fighter and Dead or Alive player, inflames the imagination, because force crouch into throw gimmicks is a pretty important part of those games. So basically, if you get bopped, better hope you tech correctly. Otherwise, King's busting out the golden shovel, and it's time to eat that pedigree. And now our next sequence is also pretty wild here. Multiple grabs ending in an air throw, but it looks like a multi-air throw combo. And one of the air throws, the guy you're about to see right here, it definitely inflicts the new flip stun, screwdriver, whatever state, and bounds the enemy and allows for a recombo, and that's crazy. So the actual move you're seeing here in wrestling terms, this is like a backstabber style move. Project Champa is probably the best example for it. So King's going for, while crouching, diagonal down forward 2, which crumples, and he gets the throw. And currently in Tekken 7, there's no throw possible after that. But new move, new properties is a whole brave new world, right? So that air throw bounds the enemy, and then we do our second air throw. So yeah, we're like doing chain grabs without the actual chain grab mechanic. We're just dunking you, then dunking you, then dunking you again. Once again, very good time for grapplers in fighting games right now. Now this whole segment's actually very interesting. So the Irish whip into the wall. Actually, the hit animation is quite different, and it's allowing for a combo that otherwise would not be possible. So during the Irish whip itself, when Law hits the wall, he sort of turns around just a little bit, as you can see here, and that's what allows for the launcher to connect and then splat on the wall, and then going for the wall throw, ending with the Shining Wizard. All good stuff. In Tekken 7, how this nominally works is if you get the Irish whip into the wall, they just splat off the wall and fall backwards. There's no forward turn, there's no nothing, and that really limits your options. Like, even if you could get a launcher, well, it's not going to splat correctly, and at a lot of distances, it's not going to give you time to get a good move off anyways. So there's more actual hit stun hitting the wall, and they're faced towards you, so it gives you a lot more options to work with. So basically, this makes it a much more valuable move to Irish whip people into the wall. Jeffrey McWild and Wolf Hawkfield would be proud that King is learning. And plus, he's a wrestler. You gotta Irish whip people. That's just how it's done. Here, King is literally cutting a promo on people. You can't really understand what he's saying, but it's the emotion that counts, right? Next up, we got a little bit of a combo sequence using heat. So first off here, we can see Paul going for a back sway move, and he gets counter hit, and that's back 1-2. Counter hit back 1-2 does not launch in Tekken 7, so this is definitely a straight buff. So after launch, we go for a heat burst, which rebounds the enemy. Following from here, back to 4 into 4-2-1 to finish off the combo. Now back to some fun grappler things. So right here, Paul is going for a string, has a gap in it. So as a true grappler, King is mashing through the gap with his armor, right? And it connects. Now, this is a power crush, obviously enough, he armors through the move. And now this, when he connects, this is like a hit grab, and it's also a heat engager because he's now in the heat state after the fact. So now we know armored power crush heat engagers are a thing. So while you're mashing at me, I can just mash my power crush armor move through your string, and if it connects, boom, I get you, and also I'm in heat, and I can go for the heat smash after the fact, which is exactly what this is. A lot of power bombs for King. Now more wildness here. Irish whip in neutral, so it gives you nothing just other than plus frames, runs forward with a running grab into the diamond cutter. And yes, it's a diamond cutter, it's not an RKO. Please don't make me explain the differences. Now I like this here, because Paul's negative after the Irish whip, so he's like, okay, I'll try to step and get out of whatever move, but no! Grabs don't care about your sidestep, so he basically just sidesteps into the grab, and then diamond cutter, here we come. Now here's another fun thing, the diamond cutter is also a heat engager. So they're definitely getting really creative with how these moves can start, because look, right after it, the flames pop up, he's in heat mode. Now remember, while you're in heat mode, move properties can change, like the run. His command run now is armored. We've actually seen this before in one of the older trailers, so yeah, he's basically the juggernaut when he's in heat mode because you can't stop him from running at you. Which may force mix-ups like, okay, I'm going to run and grab, or am I going to run and do a strike? These are going to happen, you can't stop me because I'm armored, so you better guess. Next up, we get another pretty wild combo chain from King, showcasing some heat moves, and that strange move from the beginning of the trailer. So King, already in heat, punishes Death Fist, I think it's down forward 2-1, and he can heat dash after the fact. We can juggle, down forward 4-3 keeps him in the air, and now a jab, and that power crush move from the beginning that can cancel into the run. And from there, we go for an air throw. Now, if we rewind that just a little bit here, the power crush pump kick here, even though it's barely there, like scraping the ground, it does force the new flip through state that we have in Tekken 8. So you can do that just scraping off the ground and still get your combo. So that's interesting stuff. And for our finale, big counter hit into the Rage Art. So King's Rage Art is a bit of an odd duck. So we get our hit here, and he's going to force the enemy to go into the torture rack state, which is cool. Except he goes on to do exactly nothing with it, and then just throws the enemy up in the air. So why bother? But he does come down with the enemy here in sort of a very twisty version of an octopus stretch hold. Doesn't look too comfortable to be in. And that is the King trailer. So King, I'm very impressed with what I've seen. The animations look great. Looks like he's got a few new tricks, and some of the older tricks look to be better than they were before in Tekken 7. So all around, just big thumbs up. Still a lot of things that remain to be seen, but you can only really fit so much into a 2-minute trailer, right? Like, King has a very expansive move list with all the multi-hitting throws. So how will that proceed into Tekken 8? I'm sure they'll still be there, but there's going to be new options, new grabs. We've already seen quite a few new grabs here in this video. More wrestling options always equal more better to me. King is a very popular character, to say the least, so I gotta assume if you're a King fan, you're happy. Me, personally, I do like more nominal grappler experiences in here. I've seen in the trailer, like mashing armor through people's offense. I'm always a big fan of stuff like that. So hey, I might give King a shot myself come Tekken 8. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but he looks pretty cool to me. And my friends, well, I suppose that's it for the King trailer. Once again, sorry about no breakdown of the Law trailer video. When multiple things happen on the same day, I gotta pick and choose, and I picked Street Fighter because Zangief. I like Zangief because he's also a wrestler, and I'll pick wrestlers over non-wrestlers. It's just how it works. But yeah, okay, we're at the end of the video. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and until next time, my friends. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Tekken.
This is the love we